affiliate marketing, courses, e-com, coaching, AI, software, the list of different products and business models goes on and on and on. And it can be really overwhelming if you're trying to start your business and you're starting with what do I sell or what model should I choose? Because it's A, it's really overwhelming, and B, there are actually two other keys that are going to make answering those questions way simpler and way easier. Hey, I'm Jason, faith-based entrepreneur. Timestamps and resources below, including a link to today's sponsor, Go High Level. More about them later and some awesome cool bonuses when you check out their 30-day free trial. Now, when it comes to creating a creator business or solopreneur business, everyone pretty much follows the actual same business model. And as you'll see in a moment, instead of trying to figure out what business model, it's more about just choosing which revenue stream you actually want to use. And so the model goes something like this. You create content, you grow an email list, and then you sell some cool stuff, and then you repeat. That's it. This is simple 4 steps, right? But it's really easy to get hung up on step number 3. Find some cool stuff to sell, right? Because this is where you think about, am I going to do coaching? Am I going to sell digital products or courses or make some sort of cool AI bot because it's super easy to code now, apparently? Your success or failure doesn't actually depend on step number 3, that's selling cool stuff. It's actually dependent upon step number 1, creating content. Because once you're creating content that's actually getting the right kind of attention, not just followers, but actual buyers, then when you're looking at the different models, that is, are you going to do affiliates or ad sponsorships, coaching, consulting, whatever it is, e-com, whatever it is you're thinking of, all of a sudden those become revenue streams to monetize the attention that you get from your content in your email list. And so before you roll your eyes and go, oh, this sounds overly simplistic, hear me out, because these 2 keys are really going to help you solidify how to actually make content that gets attention, and then figuring out the quote unquote model or revenue stream becomes dead simple. So here's a very simple question you can figure out to actually uncover your perfect niche and who you should be creating content for. So imagine for a moment you had to write a book, a 500-page book, and then you have to go on a book tour for the next year, or let's say 2 or 3 realistically, and all you're allowed to do in your business for the next 2 to 3 years is write the book and then talk about everything that's in the book, right? So if you were forced to make that decision, who would you write the book for? What would the book be about? What would people be able to do after reading the book that they weren't able to do before? How would the book help them overcome roadblocks? What results does the book deliver? Now, of course, I'm not telling you to actually write a book, right? Because that's a lot of work. And then you only get to sell it for like 20 or 30 bucks. But when you go through this process and you say, okay, if I have to write a book, this is a really simple exercise I like to use with clients because it helps really solidify what you actually want to talk about. And spoiler alert, whatever content is in the book and whoever that fictitious book would be made for is your audience, is the type of content you should make. Because when you create content that's very specific to a specific type of person, how many times can I say specific in a sentence? But that specificity allows you to create posts when people are just mindlessly scrolling and they'll read your post or they'll get captured by your image and they go, oh, that person actually understands something that I'm struggling with, or this person actually understands why I'm trying to achieve a specific result. And all of a sudden, instead of just having more generic AI slop added to your potential buyers' feeds, all of a sudden you're creating content that speaks to situations, problems that they're actually dealing with. And that is the key to your business success. The ability to create content that actually connects with people and shows people that you understand the struggles and situations they're going through. Because when you have that type of content, you start to grow an audience of not only people who just like consuming the content, but people who know, like, and trust you. And when they join your email list, all of a sudden you now have the attention you need to choose whatever revenue stream you want. Because when you have that attention, when you have that connection, your audience isn't going to care if you decide to sell a course versus do high ticket coaching versus make an AI chatbot versus, do an e-com store, because you've already built a relationship with them. And that's what the business is, building a relationship through creating really great content. And then on the back end, when it's time for you to actually make some money so you can keep making content and keep being valuable to people and helpful to people, all of a sudden you get to choose how you monetize the attention that you've garnered over the course of a couple of months or years because you've been genuinely helpful in your content. And again, it really is this simple. You create content, you grow an email list, and then you sell them some cool stuff that's going to be helpful. Now, in terms of the second key to success, so the first key, I think I forgot to say it, was, figuring out who you should talk to specifically, going through that fake book exercise, right? Then the second one, and this is, I know when I do this with clients just kind of roll their eyes at me and go, "Are you kidding?" But it really is dependent upon you, right? Because if you are an introvert, then creating courses, creating digital products, uh, playing with GPTs and AI chat agents is probably going to be your jam because it's just going to be you and your laptop most of the time, right? But if you're an extrovert and you actually like talking to people, getting on the phone, maybe working in a community group, having one-on-one interactions, then creating courses and GPTs and AI agents is a terrible fit for your personality. And you should totally just start off going for creating some coaching, trying to do services, or creating some sort of membership site. And so I realized that it kind of feels like a cop out, the second key, but the second key really is dependent upon you and what you enjoy. Because after all, if you have a really profitable business that you absolutely hate, you're just not going to be happy, right? And at the end of the day, the better your content, the better you are engaging and building those relationships at scale and leverage through your content, the easier it is it's going to be able to make a full-time income with any business model, with any revenue model that you choose, because that attention and that relationship is what's most important. And whatever product or service that you choose to sell on the back end to be more helpful, and of course, keep the lights on, so to speak, is completely dependent upon you and your personality and what you're genuinely going to enjoy. Because as I've gotten feedback from important coaches and people in my life, they can tell when I create a product that I just do not have a passion or heart for, it comes across, right? So make sure that you are focused on a specific type of person for your content, and then you choose a model or you choose a revenue stream that you think you're going to enjoy. Spoiler alert, you can choose as many as you want. There's no binary option here. You can do affiliate marketing and then have coaching, or you can have a membership site and then do ad reads, right? You can do whatever combination you wind up enjoying and just try some until you find the one you like. And speaking of models, whichever revenue stream you choose, today's sponsor, Go High Level, has you covered. It is a all-in-one marketing platform for creating your website, your blog. It also allows you to sell digital products, create an e-com store, automate emails, create some really advanced AI chatbots if you want, as well as completely manage your community and membership site. So I'll leave a link in the cards and the description where you can check out a 30-day free trial. And when you do, you'll be added to our community where you can ask myself strategic questions to help you get your business off the ground. So thank you to Go High Level for sponsoring this video. And so that does it for why on earth it might be so hard to choose your business model right now. So comment below if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe for more business building guides just like this one. And until the next, keep building the business you love.